Hello and welcome to Lowell Park, where the Kettleers are taking on the Harwich Mariners today. My name is Jacob Cohen, and I'm with our writers, Will Kraus and Ben Gainsboro. We're also going to recap for you the previous two away games that the Kettleers have played. And starting with Hyannis Harbor Hawks. The Kettleers were in Hyannis on the 12th, and they had a stellar 11-0 win. Great pitching was on display. Hyannis only had 3 base runners on 2 hits and 1 walk in the game. And of the pitchers for Cotuit who went 2+ innings, none of them gave up more than 1 hit, which is an intense improvement from the 8-hit, 9-walk game that Cotuit played against Chatham the day prior. Cotuit's pitching did very well not to let Hyannis put the ball in play either, as they had 12 Ks on the day, and starting pitcher Sean Sullivan threw 6. He actually had a perfect game going through the first 4 with 4 straight 1-2-3 innings. And as we interviewed him after the game, he said the key to his great start was consistency. And he seemed to have passed that on to his relievers in the game as well, because this was the first time that we saw no lead changes or rallies to tie from the teams that Cotuit were playing. And it was also the first game that Coach Roberts utilized fewer than 5 pitchers, so you could tell that he was confident in his pitching staff as well during the game. Of course, Cotuit's performance at the plate rivaled their stellar pitching, as they hit .325 with 2 home runs, 4 extra base hits, 6 walks, and 11 hits overall, which made for Cotuit's best showing at the plate as a team so far this season. And Mason Dodd was a real story last night. He had been held without a hit for the first 2 games of the season, but broke through against Hyannis with 3 hits on 5 at-bats, including a home run and a double, bringing his slugging percentage to second best on the team, right behind Aubrey Major, who also went 3 for 5 on the night. Another great story was hometown kid Cody Pasek, and he came in to pinch hit as the new DH in the 5th inning. He lit up the diamond with 2 hits on 3 at-bats. So overall, a great pitching, great fielding, great hitting outing for the Cotuit Kettleers. And it's on to Will now it's on to Ben now to discuss their game versus Brewster yesterday.
I mean, Will, if you want to talk about it, you can. No. Last night, the Cotuit Kettleers went on the road to take on Brewster. They won the game 8-2, and you talked about the stellar pitching against Hyannis that kept up last night. We had 3 pitchers go in that game. The starter was Zachary McCambly out of Coastal Carolina. Went 4 innings, no earned, only 2 runs scored. After him, it was Beck Way from Belmont Abbey to pick up the slack. He also went 2 innings, didn't allow a run. And then closing it out was Joseph Nahas of Georgia Southern, and all 3 of them, 0 earned runs. They only allowed 4 hits, and pair that with the Hyannis game when they allowed 2 hits, and that's 6 hits in the last 2 games with 0 earned run for the pitching staff. Pitching staff's really clicking. Offensively, we had RBIs from the likes of Mason Dodd, Araj Anu, and Casey Schmidt also hit his first home run as a Cotuit Kettleer. Casey Schmidt, Araj Anu, and Mason Dodd are now all tied with 5 RBI on the season, which is all tied as well for first in the Cape Cod League in RBI in that span. And to talk about the Harwich Mariners, we have Will Kraus.
Yeah, kind of an awkward start to the season for the Harwich Mariners. They've gone. This will be their 4th game, and it'll be their 4th road game, which is a very rare thing in the Cape League, because they were rained out in Hyannis both on Tuesday, and then the makeup game on Thursday was rained out. They're 1-2 so far on the season. They started off in Falmouth losing 7-2, then beat Bourne at Bourne 3-1, and were shut out yesterday by the Chatham A's 5-0. Getting the start today for Harwich is Nick Stewart out of James Madison University. He posted a 4-5 record, but had a very solid 2.74 ERA over the course of the season. He struggled a little bit with control, hitting 12 batters in the 72 1/3 innings that he pitched, and he really did well with the long ball, only giving up 2 home runs that entire time. The way that Harwich has been hitting, only 5 runs obviously in 3 games, it could be a real problem today against Cotuit's pitching staff, who haven't allowed an earned run in 18 innings so far. So it could be a real good day for Cotuit. We'll see how it goes.